Morning, good morning, beautiful soul family. It's going to be an interesting video today. I don't have a major plan other than sharing the journey of stepping into purpose, healing trauma, and learning to become a powerful creator. I did not even really like people who taught manifestation when I first started this journey. I did vision boards and I believed, but I didn't study it, and I don't know. I just felt like it was egoic to try to create money or something. And going down the journey of healing trauma and stepping into purpose, you can't help but realize we actually are meant to be powerful creators. And in some sense, we almost have a responsibility because we are creating all the time, whether we realize it or not. And so if it's on autopilot, especially in an unhealed trauma state, we are recreating more trauma. And I don't know about you, I certainly didn't want any more of that. But really, we'll get to the manifestation piece because we kind of have to. What I wanted to explain was purpose more than anything. Because we all know. Sorry to walk you by a cemetery. um, this is the path we've got for today. So we trust the divine gift in everything. Stepping into purpose. We all know. We all have that niggle, that twinge in the back of your mind, or that itch in your body that says there's got to be something more. I'm made for something. I came here to do something that matters. I need purpose and fulfillment to even feel okay in my life. The way that life works in the 3D, get a job. Well, I guess you would go to college, get a job, get married, have kids, buy a house, get a car, right? You can do all the things. I did it, right? Corporate job, 6-figure career, beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful family. And it should have been, if it was the formula, it should have been enough. But I knew. And stepping into purpose is not a linear path like we would expect it. It doesn't always look like we think it's going to look. And so I want to help you with that today, just to give you some tips on how to get the process started, how to finally realize your dreams, your purpose. So let's start there. In my unhealed trauma state, I thought my purpose was to save the world, basically. I wasn't actually saying that, but later down the road, I figured out that's kind of what I was thinking. And that comes from trauma, right? I want to save all the children. I want to reform the education system. I want to, right? Those were mine. But what is yours, right? Eradicate injustice in some way, solve politics, right? End all world wars, right? Fix all the food systems, right? Notice it's kind of like this massive task that really ends up being like a burden on your shoulders instead of something your system actually aligns to and says, yeah, let's go do that, right? So what that stems from is that unhealed trauma for me, not feeling valuable and worthy, questioning whether or not I was good enough, whether or not I had earned it, right? Wanting abundance, but feeling like I had to do something so massive that I deserved the right to be paid well, to thrive. And so let's recap that. If your purpose feels so big, your system, your nervous system, especially in unhealed trauma, will not allow it to happen. You will be so frustrated, and then you'll end up actually building on those beliefs that it doesn't happen for me, it doesn't work for me, it works for everybody else, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, whatever it is, right? So just recognize it's too big. Dial it back. Work on believing your purpose is thriving, period, right? And then when you're looking for your purpose, don't look for it in a thing, right? Is it the education system? Is it politics? Is it food? Is it healthcare? Is it da 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 da? That's the thing. Let that be shown to you. Where you start is, how do you want to feel, right? So yeah, I wanted abundance. I wanted wealth. I couldn't even say that in the beginning. You have to be able to say it. So work on that. But really what I wanted was peace. Safety, certainty. I wanted to know my needs would always be met. I wanted to not stress. I wanted to feel comfortable in my skin, in my life, and in the certainty that I was cared for. I just wanted to be loved and safe. So start there, because your purpose is thriving, and what you need to thrive is a feeling. Feelings and emotions are separate. I talk about that in other videos, but if you're not aware, right, they say don't trust your feelings. That is correct, because it is an emotion attached to a story. The story is what you cannot trust. The emotion, the sensation, you can trust. It's actually your source of creation. Emotion, energy in motion. Emotion stems from the body. It is a vibration. Is it a frequency? It is what you are calling in because you are a match to it, right? So what do you want to feel, right? You want to feel certainty. You want to feel safety. Usually safety is pretty much number one for every nervous system. Okay, so start there. Then look at the fears, the doubts, and the triggers that come up around that feeling. I can't get it. It doesn't work for me. It's too hard, right? What are the blocks that you believe in? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Doubt is blocking because belief creates, and triggers point to unhealed trauma. So there's your work. Your work is not necessarily, in some cases it might be go out and build a coaching business, but sometimes it's just heal your trauma. Go to the forest, make some soup, fun stuff like that. So that's your work. Then the next step, good morning. The next step is understanding that the path will not be linear. It will not look like you think it looks. And if you try to control it, also a trauma response, you will slow it down. Your job is not the how. Your job is receiving, holding yourself in the state of belief and certainty, addressing those fears, doubts, and triggers. Let the creator lead you, because it will not look like you think it's going to look. I can promise you that. Right? I thought I was going to reform the education system, and then somehow I got the download of a trauma healing modality. Right? And the reason I've been a little bit inconsistent on the channel lately is because we just passed a major milestone. Not only, good morning, not only are my coaching sessions booked up, I'm at capacity. I can't take any more. And it's crazy because people are getting breakthroughs, right? Businesses are exploding, relationships are healed, health is restored. We are meant to live in heaven on earth, and it is possible. And it's happening. And I don't say that to brag. I want you to know there's something in you. I gotta switch hands, my hand's tired. There's something in you that is that incredible too. Your purpose, when you thrive, it will be shown to you. People, places, things, situations, experiences, resources, they will be drawn to you when you're in that state of thriving. It'll just come. You'll get the ideas. You'll take the action effortlessly. Action you've taken previously will somehow magically end up contributing to whatever path has been trying to unfold for you, right? It's this major milestone that we just passed. Just slow down a little bit. Talking fast, walking fast. We just launched Trauma Spotting International, teaching people how to become trauma healers. Because complex trauma, a difficult childhood, toxic relationship, experiences in the military, things like that, are relational wounds. You cannot heal alone. You need to heal in relationships. I'm only one person. It takes a village, right? If I'm going to try to boil the ocean, I'm going to need some help. And so not only did we just launch that division and good morning, the ability to teach people how to do this, but also have shifted my thesis research from my master's in neuroscience and trauma to studying and getting the peer-reviewed research about to prove trauma spotting, right? For those science-minded, right? To get it into therapist office, to get it into public schools, we're going to need that research. And so just more so looking at my journey, right? When I first started out, I thought I was going to reform the education system. Yeah, that kind of ends up being part of it because You can't learn with unhealed trauma. An overactive limbic system cuts off the smart brain, right? So unhealed trauma prevents learning, prevents self-actualization, prevents purpose, prevents thriving. And I say that because I never could have figured that out. I never could have laid it out. I never could have planned the steps to say, I'm going to do this and then this and then this. I'm going to come up with a trauma healing modality. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You get it. You receive it when you thrive and you're open, right? So parasympathetic state, that rest and digest state, the state of safety and love and joy and peace is open and receptive. That's necessary to receive. Good morning. You have to be able to receive the guidance that will lead you to something you never could have come up with. Supernatural success means not of your own doing. Okay? So step 1, feeling state desired. That is your purpose. Step 2, heal your trauma, regulate your nervous system, hold yourself in that state. I bind my mind to the mind of Christ, right? My mind is in line with and vibrating at the frequency of God, right? So in that ultimate rested state where you can look around and go, none of this is actually real. None of this actually matters. There's no problems, and everything I've ever needed already exists. Like, close your eyes for a second and think about, what does it feel like if you know every need is met? You actually do have everything you need. It's literally all around us, right? Quantum physics, right? We're collapsing collapsing waveforms. I forget, atoms or waveforms, something of that nature. But because we perceive it, because I know it's out there, then I observe it, I collapse it into reality. It becomes truth, right? If you think about timelines, also scientifically proven, there are multiple timelines, right? If that timeline where everything I need already exists, then all I have to do is trust that it's there and hold that state of certainty, right? So if you think of, in therapy, there's an acronym SUD, right? Subjective units of distress. It's how we measure the activation of the nervous system. On a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, what level of activation do you live in? Are you always in fight, flight, fawn, or freeze? Because then you're probably at a 7, 8, 9, 10 most of the time. So the closer to a 10 you are, the more cut off you are from life force energy, the creator's guidance, the spirit of the creator that lives within, right? The closer to a 10 you are, the more unhealed trauma you have. The less likely you are to be able to step into purpose, and you certainly won't be able to manifest, co-create with the divine, right? So identify your healing state, that is your purpose. I'm sorry, your feeling state. Identify your desired feeling state, that is your purpose. Heal your trauma, regulate your nervous system, hold the frequency of God, which is a felt sense of certainty. You have everything you need, perfectly safe, perfectly provided for. You get to live the hammock on the beach life, right? Then from there, that's when you start manifesting, right? What do you see? Oh, I'd like my dream home. I'd like my dream partner. I'd like perfect health. I'd like a sales team for the Trauma Spotting International launch. Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. 10K days, boom, there it is. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. And that's where it's like, holy crap, okay, how can I not talk about that? If I can start receiving to this level, and this again, I have to really point out, I'm kind of getting the guidance. Look at the fear, doubt, and triggers again. I'll tell you, one of the biggest blocks for me, because I was a pastor's daughter, a lot of religious trauma. He was a narcissist and completely off the rails, really. You almost can't even call him a pastor. Definitely dealing with psychosis. that fear, guilt, and shame, the questioning of whether or not God wanted to give me the desires of my heart, right? Even just meet my needs, right? I would question, do I have to stay in this toxic relationship? Is this required for my growth journey? That right there will keep you from receiving what the Creator is trying to give to you. The belief or the questioning or the doubt that your needs are going to be met, or even that the Creator wants to meet your needs. If you question, have I earned it? Have I deserved it? Am I doing it right? Have I figured it out? Have I fixed myself enough? All of that's blocking. All of that's blocking. And I'm telling you guys, it's a journey. It's a journey. When you first start out, it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to, I started the life purpose journey 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I'm just now realizing it's been 10 years. 10 years, according to Malcolm Gladwell and the Outliers book, is 10 years to mastery. Cheers to that. We have finally arrived, and now it's time to spread the word and teach others. Oh, good Lord. When you feel that felt sense in your body of like, there's not a care in the world, there's not a single problem, I have everything I need, it just keeps happening. It just keeps getting better and better and better. So I want you to know I am no one special. I had zero freaking help. Almost literally, although I might be ungrateful in saying that for the people who have helped here and there. Thank you. But I was homeless at 16. I had a father who was constantly blaming and shaming me. I had a mother who was emotionally absent and basically abandoned me or discarded me. There's so much. I don't need to go into the gore of the story, but I didn't grow up with money. I didn't have support. I was alone. I was on the streets alone at 16, and that was it. So if I can do this, you can do this too. That's the point. It does seem more simple. It's hard to explain because it's a felt sense. Good morning. The key is the felt sense. That's why I always talk about the body so much. And yes, you can have certain clairs, right? Some people hear, some people see, some people know, but everybody has a nervous system. Everybody has a nervous system. Everybody feels, right? So if you struggle to feel, you got to look at why. Are you numbed? Are you disassociated? Unhealed trauma, eating a lot of sugar, any type of addiction really is going to numb. So open up the feeling sense, because that felt sense, when you feel alignment to the frequency of the Creator, when you rest in the energy of God, when you feel just sort of that collapse and the unwinding of the fascia and the muscular system, and you just finally fully surrender and collapse, right? Trust fall into the arms of the divine. The sky isn't even the limit. Literally every, you could say, gap or thing you lack is just an opportunity to play with God. Like, cool. Let's create the body of my dreams, right? Let's create my dream home. Let's create a global movement of healing so that people can stop hurting people. It's all possible. It's all possible. All right. My fingers are cold. I'm going to wrap it up there. I will be back in studio, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully back to more consistent schedules of posting. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. I promise your purpose is my purpose. I'm here for you and I'm not going anywhere. So make sure you like and subscribe to help spread the word. Help share this news with other people. Life gets to be amazing. Life gets to be good, even for you. You are not an exception, so knock it off, okay? I said it too. I'm the exception. We all have. Happens for them, but not for me. BS. False evidence appearing real. All right. Oh, and I've got a free training. I think I'm going to do it again in a couple weeks. Just did it this past week. If you want to know more, I walk you through step by step the 3 phases, strategies, things you got to do. We do an exercise. You can feel it in the body. will make sure you get a felt sense of what it feels like to connect with the creator inside your body. All right, I love you. I will see you on the next one. Bye.